Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's your girl Fee on YouTube, and this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. Y'all, this is the Pro Gospel Pro Jesus Lover channel over here. I give a shout out to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ first and foremost. And I just come on here to do my thing. Can I do my thing? So, Shakur Stevenson was stripped of his WBC belt. Looked like they had it again. For the lightweight division. So because these belt sanctioning bodies have been acting up in the past, I want to say like 3-4 years, right? Is it too far-fetched now that people like Floyd Mayweather and Tank and Calvin Ford and a few other fighters saying, F the belts and belts don't matter? Can we understand their frustration now and see why they said it now? Because at first, real boxing heads like, F the belt, yo son kid. What you mean F the belt? But now that we kind of learning the ins and the outs and the harassment of these sanctioning body belts, do we feel that it was too far-fetched that these guys felt this way? You know what I'm saying? Were a lot of us, not all of us, but were a lot of us wrong for being so hard on them? I think so. Because these sanctioning body belts is tripping for show. You know what I'm saying? Tripping for show. Okay? It is what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? Shakur is, once you move up to 140, I think he should stay there. I don't know. Y'all talk to me and let me know what's up. I think he go from glory to glory. It's only strength to strength. It's only up from here. Screw it. Is belt chasing culture gonna eventually die out because of the foolishness of these sanctioning belt organizations? You know what I'm saying? These are some questions that I need answers to. Comment below, let me know what you think. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but we could say that a lot of it has to do with, how they feel about Bud, you know what I'm saying, and them being so close, and just wanting to still harass him on the slide, but it doesn't take away from, Shakur, his performance. It doesn't take away from Shakur, and how good it's looking for the kid, man. It is what it is. We, we ain't gonna give the WBC all the sanctioning bodies no clout, no attention over here. But I do want to know what y'all think. Also, Deontay Wilder had an interview with some white folks over there, and they frustrated him because they asked him about Tyson Fury. He had already told him he didn't want to talk about Tyson Fury. So what the white man did is, what they do is they take the long way home to basically circle back around to what they want to get answers to anyway, through sarcasm and hypocrisy and contradicting themselves, and they think Deontay Wilder's slow. Of course, he caught on and he let her rip, and they basically had to escort his ass up out of there, because Deontay Wilder get busy. Okay, I seen a lot of people saying that Deontay needs to get over it. He's beating a dead horse. He's still sensitive about this subject, blah, 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 blah. But let me explain something to you guys. When life-changing events and stumbling blocks happen to you that, number one, cheated you, that, number one, humiliated you, and number three, almost broke you, because if it broke you, you wouldn't be here no more. He's still here, but it almost broke him. And last but not least, embarrasses you, you don't just get over that. Niggas don't just, and it's niggas that say this, niggas don't just get over when a motherfucker look at you wrong. I know y'all don't expect this man to get over, cheating allegations and us clearly seeing something was up with the gloves. You know what I'm saying? With Tyson Fury, and him losing, a coach, firing, I can't think his name, and him never being the same after that and going on to lose the next two fights to Tyson Fury. Like, I know y'all don't just think people just get over that. I personally don't think Deontay Wilder went and got the proper mental help that he needed after this happened. I don't think that he's been able to accept and comprehend what has happened to him, like a lot of us who suffer these type of stumbling blocks. And I don't quite know if Deontay is saved or not. And I know what y'all thinking. Here you go, having Christ in your life. Um, we the world need it. You know what I'm saying? Returning back to your maker, to your creator, we all needed it. I don't know if he's done that yet, but it's salvation. It is getting in your Bible, reading that word. It helps you put things into perspective. And I don't know if he's. And also therapy. Um, and just healthy outlets to let out his frustration. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's done that. So it's a very touchy subject for him, especially when he's talking to white media about it. If I was Deontay, I'm not going hollering at no white media right now because he's still very, sore there, and I don't blame him. You don't just get over stumbling blocks like that. Stumbling blocks like that stick with you. You know what I'm saying? Until there's a satisfying redemption from it, that the person who suffered from the stumbling block can, see clearly, accept, and say, okay, this is my redemption from that, and have that, you know, I overcame moment. I don't think he's had that moment yet, and because he's going on to lose every fight after that. I think maybe he lost maybe one or fight after that since they two fight. I don't know. His record is no longer what it once was, and that's hard. That's hard. That's hard. When you on top, whatever you're on top looks like, and you feel like you get knocked down like that. You know what I'm saying? And something pushes you down like that, and you do feel victimized, and you do feel like that whole life is not fair. But Deontay, life isn't fair. Life is favor. And then you get around people who rub the shit in your goddamn face that don't make it no better. You know what I'm saying? Like these weird media people who did not respect his wishes when he said he didn't want to talk about it, and he was determined to talk about it. Anyway, with Deontay, after he said he didn't want to talk about it, and then when he spazzed and want to snap you in two, then he's the angry black man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that what happened with Deontay Wilder was a trip. You know what I'm saying? I personally don't think that the American sports media got behind Deontay Wilder the way that they should have. In no way. Um, I think in his personal life with his girl, a lot of us who seen that relationship, we all was side that like, she's got to be some type of a distraction. You know what I'm saying? Because we were hearing things, about she was cutting up at him, while he was training for all of the Tyson Fury fights. It was just always something coming up with her and things that she was doing behind the scenes to distract him. And you know what I'm saying? And so, what happened with Deontay Wilder is, I mean, I know this bothers him to be here and still be a respected fighter, but just, he was criticized from the jump from not being a professional boxer, no footwork, things like that. He was just only known for that deadly left hand, and his unwillingness to maneuver and learn. He was criticized for that. But I think that he did well and made use of and worked with what he had to help his family, like he said, and his daughter who was special needs. Like he did what he had to do. He jumped in the game, I think, like at 25 or something like that, or 20. You know what I'm saying? 24 or something like that. He just made something out of nothing, man. And I think that the black community, the United Boxing Negroes of America definitely jumped behind him. But the media, the sports media, should have jumped behind our heavyweight champion of the world at the time. Klitschko brothers, all of them was out of there. Tyson Fury was out of there. Like all of the heavyweights was like kind of was really slow, and Deontay made it lit again. And he never quite got the recognition that he deserved and the backing that he deserved. And I think all of these things bother this man, and I don't blame him. I pray that, he is saved. If he is, then I don't have nothing to worry about. But if he's not, Deontay Wilder, Jesus loves you. He wants to bring you to expected end and give your life to Christ. And, I promise you, get in your word. It'll help you put things into perspective. Because I got my stuff going on, and I just not I, from down here with the little people perspective. I was on my way, like Deontay Wilder, and I felt like I had to win knocked out of me, and that's one of the most hurtful things when you feel like you've been sabotaged and you feel like you don't understand what happened. You was doing everything right, and you know, for you to get knocked down again when you've been fighting to get to this point. I know that hurt him. You know what I'm saying? And I see the pain in his eyes. I hear it in his voice, and I hate that for him. And I know, you know, I'm being repetitive and redundant because I always should be finished, but y'all know I gotta drill you. Y'all know I'm the reach queen. Y'all know I gotta put it in perspective from a spiritual point of view, from putting myself in his shoes and people's shoes and things like that. And I just, I hurt for him, but we gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, um, this is only gonna make me stronger. This is only gonna make him stronger. And I pray that he finds the healing that he needs to move forward and really, you know, put that whole thing with Tyson Fury in his rear view from the perspective of where it's not even a sore spot, where these folk right here can't mention and even get under your skin about it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but until then, I'm praying for the brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm wishing him all the best, sending him many, many blessings and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, moving on. Tank supposedly, allegedly got a warrant up there in Maryland, and he wants to do the ankle monitor thing or whatever, whatever, whatever. And, um, I just putting all the frustration with how I feel like he handled his career and the opportunities that he was given in a just a favor that he had, putting all of that to the side. you know I want to see him get back in that ring again, and I want to see him fight some real competition, and I want to see what he got. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, you know, how much of a soldier he really is. So I pray all works out for Javante Taylor Davis. You know what I'm saying? He was spotted out in, was that either LA or Miami? in the drop top, rapping and singing and stuff and in good spirits. So I love to see people in good spirits regardless of the adversity that's going on with them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. What else I got, y'all? Yeah, I don't got nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to comment below. Let me know who y'all think Devin Haney should fight next. Who y'all think Shakur should fight next? Are we ever gonna get another fight? Are we ever gonna get a good fight from Kid Austin, or is him and his pappy gonna keep going on Mill City talking shit about everybody else and acting like they're so whatever? And I'm not saying that they not, but can we get a fight that makes sense for his career so that we can really judge and see if he really that? Or is him and his pappy gonna keep going sitting, you know what I'm saying, sitting on the couch together, being weird and awkward? You know what I'm saying? What else I want to know? Um, Same for Gerard and his boosters. We're gonna get a real fight out of this Negro too. Like, come on, man, what's up? Um, Abdullah Mason. You know what I'm saying? Like, are y'all excited about him and his future in the sport? You know what I'm saying? Um, how good do y'all think he is? And who do he need to fight next? Do we want to see him fight Kid Austin next or what? I know that's what I want to see. Um. Anyway, one more thing. Like I said, they need to ban Devin Haney's and Bill Haney's entourage. And it looks like Madison Square Garden ain't gonna be having that shit because they put out a statement about everything that happened with Bill and Tiger Johnson or whatever. And they say they're not gonna be having that, and they're gonna start, banning some shit. So, I called it. And you know, Bill and them, they gotta stop going around thinking they can bully everybody and put hands on people all the time. Everybody ain't want to pull their fist out. Some people want to pull other things out. You know what I'm talking about? And I hope that Bill spoke with his son, the light skinned one, that have white ones, and let them know that you can't just go around just thinking you could just tough guy that shit because you with your people, because people with their people too, and everybody don't want to fight and throw hands. Some people want to really get busy. And in life, in real life, out here in the streets, you can't just go around carrying on like that. Nobody will give up about your daddy being Bill Haney. You know what I'm saying? So I hope Bill chopped it up with his son and got them together on that. If you ain't seen the video on that, y'all go back and check it out. You know, I did a breakdown of what happened and how I don't appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's all I got. Y'all holler at your girl. Comment below. Let me know what y'all think about all these topics. Peace.